Hey guys, Kurt from Time Machine Transport over here in Oakland, California. Got my son and his cat Otis and Luciano, his pit. Anyways, that's his pickup truck that we had to put on here. But anyways, doing the video. So this is why you thump your tires every day, guys, and this is exactly why you have to do your pre-trips every day. So I'm not too worried about this yet. When I was thumping the tires, I think my valve stem, basically right there, I think my valve stem is leaking or bad. So because I don't see it, and it's not the best tire in the world, so I'm not sweating that. I gotta probably get new tires on these two replaced. Some guys do 8 at a time, some do 4. Normally I would do 4. However, my other ones on this side, my other ones on the other side are actually, I think, close to new. But anyways, it's so important to thump your guys' tires. Yes, these are all new. You still got some meat left in them. Yeah, so it's the other one. Those two I'm not too worried about. But a lot of people don't know that if you have a out tire like that, it doesn't depend if you're empty, loaded, anything. It doesn't matter. You go through a DOT and your shit is like that, you're putting it out of service. So I didn't hit anything. My guess is it's a valve stem, is my guess. Because like I said, the tire is not exploded anywhere. I didn't see a nail or anything. And these tires probably got another couple trips on it, I think. So just talked to the guy over here. Shitty ass little truck stop. However, it's not as shitty as one would think, because when you need help, you're getting it, right? So anyways, just want to do a quick video on that. I'm gonna fire off in the distance over there. Still looking for a load out of here, a partial. I didn't think my son's truck was that long, but anyways, probably gonna end up just deadheading home. And when they towed my shit from Bakersfield, so I'd helped the guy pull out of, I did a video on it a couple of years ago, and I had to have this welded right here, these plates, because the guy kept his foot on the brake. And when I was trying to pull him out, and he was empty, so I had a chain wrapped around us. He was, when it snows, when you're rocking back and forth and your tires are warm and you're spinning them and you got that little groove, that little rut, but he couldn't get out of it. So I figured, okay, I'll just wrap a chain and then just get him over that hump and call it a day. Well, his dumb ass fucking left his foot on the brake and tore my shit, the whole bumper right off the trailer. I mean, I guess it was my fault too. I mean, I should have went, nose to nose with him and whatever. But so anyway, so Jose's guys, I don't know how it got cracked like this. I wonder if they did it when they towed my equipment. This isn't cracked, thank God. But I'm gonna have a weld guy clean that up. Jose's guys, I didn't think they were gonna be able to weld aluminum. That's an art. So, but I got to get that. Oh yeah, it's cracked underneath there too. Yeah, I mean, the bumper's not going anywhere. This side's all right. But anyways, so the main reason for the video is, guys, gals, thump your tires, man. Don't get yourself an out of service, and post-trip your vehicles, or your equipment, post-trip it as well. I remember one time when I didn't post-trip my truck, and I was in Wisconsin. And I did a video on it. You have to go back in my videos where when I idled my truck overnight. Let's look at the fire. I idled my truck overnight. This is, I don't know, 5-6 years ago maybe. And I had one of our mechanics put in a compressor in my truck. And it was super cold. It was like right around Thanksgiving. I had to fly this hay up north Wisconsin somewhere, and I was going to go back to the shop, park my stuff, and be home for the holidays. Anyway, so I was cold as shit, so I kept the truck idling. I didn't post-trip my truck, and I should have. Some people say, oh, that's mandatory to post-trip your truck. It's not mandatory. The only thing that's mandatory is your pre-trip for DOT. But a post-trip is not mandatory. That's more or less a company policy for big companies. Anyway, so I got up in the morning, like, I don't know, 4 o'clock in the morning to roll out. And right when I sit in the pilot seat to start doing my pre-trip, I hear this beep on my dash. I'm like, what the? And it said low oil pressure. So I'm like, what? So I shut the truck off. When I went to go get out of the truck, it literally was a pond of oil that went from, I know, because I did a video on it. It went, I couldn't even get out of the driver's side door without stepping in oil. So it went from like the center of my drives all the way to the front of the truck. There was just nothing but a big ass circle. A circle. Oh, I got a funny story for you too. Anyways, I was like, oh, when I stepped out of the truck, I'm like, oh my God, what the? So of course I shut the truck off, like I said, when I heard the low oil pressure and indicator. So I popped the hood right away, and I'm looking in there with my flashlight, and I see this thing this dude's got one arm that's replacing my tire. Holy shit. The mechanic's got one arm. That's pretty, I gotta watch this. Anyways, I see where the compressor, where it mounts up to the block, with the bolts, I could see the gasket sticking out of where it butted up to each other, and there was like this much gap from the compressor to the block, and I was spewing oil out of that. So this knucklehead didn't torque down the compressor bolts, and the shaking and vibrating of the truck shook the compressor almost fucking completely loose eventually. So I had tools, so I went ahead and tightened it down, and then I was like, oh shit. I'm like, I mean, it was like a newer truck stop too. It was a Quick Trip, and I went inside, and there was a third shift kid working in there. I said, hey, they only had like 3 gallons of oil on the shelves, and I was like, hey, you got any more oil in the back? He goes, no. He said, we're waiting for our product to come in. So I'm like, oh shit, man, because I didn't know how many gallons I was actually out. I just knew I was out a lot. And so if I would have bought 10 gallons, I wouldn't be over exaggerating. Anyways, he had 3. So I tell him, I say, hey man, I got a huge oil spill out in your guys' parking lot. I mean, I'm talking, this parking lot is all brand new concrete. And I'm like, yeah, man. He goes, oh no, it's all right. I'm like, no, dude, I literally have a freaking lake of oil around my truck. He goes, oh, it's all right, man. I think he thought I was exaggerating, so I was like, well, fuck it. So I went ahead and topped off and when I put those 3 gallons of oil in, it didn't even touch the dipstick. So I went to a truck wash nearby because my headache rack, the whole undercarriage, truck and trailer was just full of oil. So I bought a case of oil there. I want to say that it took like 8 gallons of oil. Well, a semi takes, I think, 11 gallons of oil. So I was, yeah, I'm surprised that the truck didn't shut off. But it was huge, man. I mean, I'm not even over exaggerating. So this dude's got one arm. So anyways, in this truck stop, the lady here a few other times when my son, he lived at U-Haul place over there. Yeah, right over there. And like I said, so anyways, I've come over here in the past to get coffee at this little shitty truck stop. And it's a little I just call her Asian, and little mama-san, and older lady, like a lot older, and her name is Tez. So this morning I didn't know her name, so I came over to get a cup of coffee for Vinny and I, and to get the muscles moving in the morning, right? And so I'm sitting there talking with her after I get the coffee, and I'm like, oh, thanks a lot. And I ask her name, and she says, my name's Tez, and And she said, yeah, I come here in 83. And I'm like, I'm horrible impersonations. I come here in 83. I come in from Virginia. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm thinking, what Asian countries over on the East Coast besides New York City? Kidding. And she said, we come here in 1990. And I'm like, oh, so you've been here for a minute. She's like, yes. I said, where are you from? Man, she looked at me with like total disgust, like I did not know where she was coming from, like where she was from. She said, I'm from Philippines. I'm like, whoa, what? And I don't know if it was just, maybe I just received it as being tore up about it, but she said, I'm Philippines. I'm like, oh man, from the Philippines. I mean, it's like, you want breakfast? You want breakfast? That's breakfast in Asian. I speak Asian, so. Anyways, you want breakfast? I want breakfast. So anyway, she was pretty offended. I mean, we smiled and she kind of laughed about it, but I was like, man, I was like, holy shit, I just offended this little Asian lady, this little Filipino lady. I'm from Philippines. Damn, I'm nine. Anyways, he's fucking around now, so just wait for this guy. This dude's got one arm, man. I'm not kidding you. And he's gonna change a tire. How do you operate an impact? And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I had my group session yesterday, my group therapy for the VA, and I told this guy, because kid was 30, or not kid, the young man was 30, and the name of the lady that does our sessions, she's a clinician, Dawn Bailey, out of Bakersfield. And anyways, she's like, yeah, I'm burnt out, man, blah blah blah. And then so she calls me Mr. Sibylla, which I don't like. I prefer Kurt. And she's like, well, Mr. Sibylla, would you like to chime in on this? And they didn't know my situation, so I started laying it out to them. And then I had a massive heart attack a year ago, and I'll get into the stuff, like I said, after I can with what happened. But anyways, I don't know what. Oh, so I was telling the guy, I'm like, even myself, I have to remind myself that I don't have it that bad. I really don't. I'm blessed, man. At the end of the day, my brother Stevie Case says I have a testimony. How you doing, brother? And I told this guy, I said, if you can't walk, or you can't see, you're blind or deaf, or you have spinal bifida, or whatever the case may be, right? And then you need help going to the bathroom, or you poo-poo on yourself, whatever the case is. I mean, imagine being in that person's shoes, right? Like, I watched on YouTube one time, this dude had, and I don't know how this is even possible, but the dude had no arms and no legs, and he was surfing. Check it out on YouTube, man. It was crazy. But this dude's got one arm. How are you gonna? I don't see a prosthetic. Look at what. That's wild. I mean, it's not wild. It's not like a freak show. Like, you should be at a carnival or something. I'm just saying, like, how do you hold an impact? I mean, we have impacts at our shop. I got a big ass 1-inch impact, and it's light. It's a Snap-on. It's light, but there's no way I could operate that thing with one arm. And I don't think this dude's got a prosthetic. I got to see this, man. And like I said, I'm not making fun or like he's a freak or something. It should be at a carnival or something. But I'm just intrigued. I'm very, very intrigued. So there's Estrellas de Sinaloa. Cartels, maybe? I don't know. Anyways, I'm just babbing now. I'm going to get this tire pull. Maybe he's got help. I don't know. Maybe he wants me to help him. Get this tire pulled. I'm hoping it's a valve stem. But again, that's why you guys stump your tires, right? I'm stopped being an idiot this morning. So anyways, I hope this video finds you guys well. God bless. Ciao. Oh, and please like and subscribe the channel.